My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be doing a setup of the last 2 weeks of December. I'm on vacation next week, but I already have some forward planning I need to do for the week after that and to get ready for the new year. So I'll be setting up both weeks, and I also have an unboxing of the January Sterling ink kit as well. So let's get to it. This is the Sterling ink standard subscription for January 2025. Her standard subscription comes in 2 packages. The vellums and the larger pieces are in the larger plastic package there, and then the smaller stickers are in the smaller package. I'm going to take the vellum out here and show it to you against the white so that you can see it better. There's 2 vellums in here. One, it has more of the scene in it with the decorative background, and then the other one is a more simple, minimal background. This here is the little calendar sheet that she gives you every month on vellum, which I love and I do use. My only wish is that it was in an A5 size instead of the B6 size, but I can still use it in my planner. Now here are the vellums. This is absolutely stunning. I love daisies, and this color palette I just love this. I had originally set up my 2025 planner with vellums in the cover, the clear cover, with the ones from a couple of months ago, and I like these so much better, so I think I will switch them out. I'm going to film that video and show you my 2025 setup, so maybe you guys can help me decide which one to go with. They're both beautiful. And then here are the stickers that come with the standard kit. The vinyl. It looks like there's a film reel in the background there. And then some little flowers, the individual elements, the scenes with the silver on them, the corners and edges, the composition decorative scenes, and then the smaller scenes and elements. These are beautiful. And then we have the larger scene with the washies. And then we always get 2 of this sheet with washies on it. And then our functional sheet with all of our dates. Here are the January dates. And then here we have our weeklies. I use these in my journal to label just for each day. And then the small envelope has her business card, the date tabs, another small vinyl, the freebie, the little freebie sheet, and the January stickers. And there's her business card. These are the washies that I'm going to be using for this. I got those all off of Amazon. This grid washi has been so useful. I think there's about 20 different colors in that set that I got, and I used they go with the Sterling ink colors so well. I can almost always find one that matches. So I'm tearing this washi in two, and I'm going to place it across the top. But first I want to white out these dates. I like the cleaner look of not having any writing up there at the top. Sometimes getting that white out to work on an angle is a little tricky. I do have a little bit of bulk up there because I tend to put washi at the top of most of my pages, and so it is a little bit wonky at the top, so that makes it a little bit more difficult too, but I got it. And here we go, we're going to lay the washi down. I tend not to be too precious with this planner. It's very functional for me, and so I use it to keep track of my life and everything. It's my everything planner. So there tends to be things crossed out and marked off and white out. I white out things if I make a mistake, and it doesn't bother me too much. I like it to be pretty, and I like it to have color, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Now here, I decided I wanted to put vacation across the center of this week. This is the Christmas week, and I'm off all week. And so I'm trying to decide which alphabet stickers I want to use, which ones go best. I really like that green, but it was just a little too bright, I felt like. So I'm going to go with the kind of creamy color there and the black. And I'm going to try to make a shadow effect with the letters and put the lighter color behind the black, just to kind of give it a little more depth. Now, these stickers I have had, oh my gosh, probably 20 years. I originally got them with some scrapbooking stuff that, you used to buy these big scrapbooking kits that came with all kinds of different colored patterned papers and colored papers and scissors and different stencils. And I don't know if anyone else remembers those scrapbooking kits, but I had I was just huge into scrapbooking when my kids were little. And so these alphabet stickers are from that era, about 20 years ago. I hope that the sticky sticks. It seems to be working so far. So we will see how that goes. So now I'm just trying to figure out where on this page I need to put these letters. Trying to figure out how much space I need to be able to add the black ones on top and how much space. I don't typically use letters in my spreads. I don't usually write words. In fact, this may be the first time I've done this in my planner. In my journal, if I'm putting big words or big lettering, I just do it with my markers. I don't tend to use either stamps or stickers for letters, which is why I have 4 sheets of these that were never used, because I didn't do it with my scrapbooking either. So now we've got the beige ones down, and we're going to pull the black ones up and put them on top of the beige. It's kind of very fiddly. The A's and the O's have white on the inside that kind of has to be poked out. So it takes a minute to get these on the page. Has everyone gotten their Christmas shopping done? We're almost there. It's hard to believe. It's almost Christmas already. I hope everyone is going to have a safe and warm, happy Christmas with family, if that's your preference. So I like how this is turning out. I've been using planners since I was a young adult. I used to use a day runner. If anybody remembers the ringed day runner, I think that they are still around, but I'm not positive. I used to have all the inserts, and I kept everything in my day runner. And I used it as a wallet as well. I had one of the zip close binders, and then on the inside I kept my keys clipped to the rings, and then I just stuck I had a wallet, or not a wallet, I had, all my money and cards and stuff in the interior pockets. And then for several years I didn't use a planner. And I kind of got back into it, I think in 2019, when bullet journaling was getting going. And I did bullet journaling for a couple of years. And I'm not particularly artistic, but I did try, and I made some, decent looking spreads, but it was a lot of work. And after doing that for a couple of years, I decided I really wanted to have my next week ready to go without having to set it up first. And so I kind of got away from using a bullet journal style and started going more to a dated planner. But it was really difficult to find what I wanted, because at that time I wanted a vertical weekly. I've always been a vertical weekly person, and it was hard to find vertical weeklies that would work for me. And so I tried some horizontal planners, and I just didn't like them. And I tried a bunch of different planners for a while. I tried the Erin Condren. I didn't like the paper. It was too thick. And then I kept seeing the Tomo River paper planners. And I was like, those look so awesome. And I was just so afraid to spend the money on it. And I'm so glad I finally did it. So last year, this Wonderland 222 is my first Tomo River paper planner. And I adored it as soon as I started using it. My phone battery almost died, and so I kind of got cut off there. But my first foray with the Tomo River paper planners was this planner, the Wonderland 222, and it was wonderful. I loved it. I have loved it all year long, and so I will be sticking with this planner, or this type of planner. I've kind of found my planner piece. Next year, I'm using the common planner, like so many. it was hard to make the decision to switch from the Wonderland because this planner has been wonderful. But the one reason that I switched was because the Wonderland is bundled with the months and the weeks together, and I don't want that anymore. I did when I got this planner. I thought that was what I would want, but it has been very difficult for me through the year because I'm having to flip through those extra pages to get to the next week when I'm forward planning, and that's just very inconvenient. I found myself paper clipping those pages together because they were in my way. And so I decided ultimately that the common planner would be a better choice. However, and I'll talk about this more in the setup video for my 2025 planner, I needed bigger trackers than what the Sterling Ink planner has. And so I had to draw out the trackers that I wanted, which was an incredibly tedious and time-consuming project. And it was kind of messy, and I really don't love it, but it will do what it needs to do. And so I will use it for next year. Now, I finished the spread for the week of Christmas, and I've moved on to the next week, and this is the week of New Year's. And I am working this week. I'm off on New Year's Day, and I decided to use this kind of beige grid washi instead of the kind of sage green that I was using for the previous week. But this color also goes really well with this particular sticker set. Once again, I tore it. I whited out the dates at the top, and I'm going to lay it down just like I did for the previous week. I'm looking forward to having an unstacked weekend where the whole weekend has its own, each day on the weekend has its own column. I'm going to change up my layout a little bit and put because the common planner doesn't have the extra sheets for each month that the Wonderland has, where I have been putting my kind of monthly recap where I put what I'm currently, reading and watching and, memories. I've been putting on that overview page. So in the common planner, what I decided to do was break that down to weekly instead of monthly. And I'm going to put it in the column for my weekends. My weekends are typically pretty uneventful, and I don't have a whole lot going on most of the time. So there'll be plenty of space. And I noticed as I was going back through this and watching this video that I managed to cut off and be out of frame for the decorating or putting the dates on for the entire right side of the planner. On both spreads, I did the same thing. I forgot to move the planner. So I apologize for that. You didn't get to see me stick those dates down, but I did. This Tombow that I'm using is the 992. It is one of my favorite colors. I have used it almost exclusively for the last 3 or 4 months in making these lines and just highlighting various things. I've used it on my journaling. I just love this color, and it goes again with the Sterling Ink sticker kits very well. There's another Tombow that I use a lot. It's a gray. It's more of a warm gray, and I cannot remember the number off the top of my head. And in here, I'm just adding in a few little things for this week. I have a birthday coming up. So those stickers right there are from Sadie Stickers. And I did not have one for Christmas. I've already used it. But I am going to use this one for New Year's. And I'm going to lay it on top of this white kind of wood grain washi. I got that washi from Michael's. I decided to lay some more of that washi along the bottom just to help frame the page. And I'm trying to decide which scene sticker I want to use. That blue Post-it note is just covering up some appointments that I had to go ahead and I had already forward planned, and so I just covered them up with the blue Post-it. So that's not part of the decoration. That's just there to kind of cover up private information. And some more of that washi that I used on the previous spread, the word washi, and also that green, washed out green. And I'm going to lay some flowers on top of this to kind of finish that off. I use the bottom of my page for to-dos, and usually most of my to-dos fall on Monday, Tuesday, and for some reason on Friday. So Wednesday and Thursday don't usually have as many to-dos on them, and so that's where I put most of my decoration, usually is in the middle. They're either on Wednesday or on Thursday. These boxes I use to total my hours that I've worked for the day. And then I'm going to put in a few to-dos. These are the standard ones that I have every week. And I put down here Zoom invites. I'm going to go back and white that out because I realized that that's New Year's and I'm not working on New Year's, so I don't need to send those out. So I'll go back and white that out in just a few minutes. And these are my just standard every week chores: the trash, updating, watering the plant, clipping my dog's nails, and now I'm putting in, I track when I eat 2 meals a day. I've been doing intermittent fasting for quite some time now, for years. And I'm tracking it here. So I write in the time I eat breakfast to the time I eat dinner, and then how many hours I fasted for each day. Filling in the to-dos for the previous week that I forgot to put in when I was on that spread earlier. Not too many to-dos for this week. I won't have much to do, actually. I always give my dog her heartworm medicine on the first, and so that is what I just wrote in there. And I decided to add some decoration to that day. I like to make this kind of waterfall effect across the page, where I go from one corner down diagonally across the page to the other corner. And this is similar to that. And so I'm kind of making this waterfall with the flowers. I need to add something down there to that corner to kind of balance it out. I don't have a lot going on the weekend, so I can put a little more decoration there. Here I'm adding in the fasting times again. And I will put, when we get to that week, I'll put the weather up above that. I like to keep track of the weather, so I will just write it in on that top line in that top section there. And now I'm going to put some decoration in that upper left corner to kind of balance, and then it will have like the waterfall effect across the page once I get done here. And there we go. It is done. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.